everybody! I'm gonna show you how I do my everyday makeup. I'm using this Youth to the People moisturizing cream on my eyebrows before I shave them. I noticed when I would dry shave them, they end up hurting afterwards, but if I put on a thin layer of moisturizer, there's no irritation. Any moisturizer you have or prefer should work. I just got this one from Sephora for my birthday freebie last year. Using this Rathia Resilience Cream on my T-zone just to give my skin some extra moisture. Starting with my brows, I use e.l.f.'s Brow Cream in the shade Espresso and the LA Girl Concealer in the shade Fairest. Using my angled brush, I'm following the shape of my eyebrow, trying to keep them as thin as possible. Then going in with the spoolie, blending them and fading it out to the beginning of my eyebrow to give them a more natural look. I'm using a flat brush with concealer on it to shape up and clean my brows. I also use my finger to blend out the concealer because the concealer can build up and get too cakey. I do the same thing for the other side, using the done side as a reference to get them as similar as possible. I've had all of my brushes forever since like high school, so they're literally like 7 to 8 years old by now. And I know that sounds kind of like shocking and or gross, but I promise I take good care of them when I wash them. I'm only mentioning this because this is a super affordable friendly tutorial and to show you, you don't need the expensive tools and makeup. It's just how you apply them is the key. I use a baby wipe to help clean up and sharpen the brow. I didn't show it, but I used the Anastasia brow gel at the very end to keep all the hairs in place. I got it from an Ipsy bag last summer and she's still holding on. Moving on to the eyes, I'm using the NYX Epic Ink eyeliner in the shade Black. Any black liquid eyeliner works fine too. I put a base down using my concealer, blending it out with a sponge, and then using the Revolution translucent powder and a powder puff to set it. Eyeliner is kind of hard to explain, so bear with me. But I start in the middle of my eye, kind of like where the highest point is where I open my eye, trying my best to make a straight line to give that foxy, sexy look. When I do my wing, I try to do it a little upturn towards the end so it gives a snatched look and not droopy. It's a very like slightest upturn angle, but it's the little details like that that end up giving you the look that you want. It's really difficult to explain, so it's just easier to watch. the same flat brush to clean up and make my liner more crisp. The best tip I can give to anyone out there is to just study your own eyes. Look at the way they curve and look at the way they sit on your own face and just experiment too. Try all sorts of different styles until you find the one that suits you. Using my super tiny black eyeliner pencil that I got like 2 years ago, I tightlined my upper waterline. It's really important step. It gives that foxy cat eye effect, plus it really helps blend your lashes to your liner. I use this Watermelon Dream cream as a primer because it gets kind of sticky. I'm putting it on my T-zone because that's where I'm focusing my concealer at. For my everyday makeup, I don't wear a full face of foundation anymore. I do my base in different sections. So first I start with my mouth area and forehead. I blend it out using my off-brand beauty blender. I really take my time to blend it out so it doesn't look cakey. When I was younger and rushing through my makeup, it always ended up looking cakey and eventually separating because I didn't take my time. Then I set it as fast as I can after blending it to avoid creasing and to make it as smooth as possible, also letting it bake too. I do my eyes separately to give me the smoothest results. I use my finger right here to blend out the concealer because the sponge was just not blending it. And same process for my nose, conceal, blend, set. Now going in with a fluffy brush, I'm dipping it in setting powder first, then wiping off all the bake I just put on to make sure everything is set. I don't want the bake to sit on for too long because then it ends up just looking cakey. Here's the base all set. Now I go back in using my eyeliner pencil to do my bottom waterline. I do this after my base so it doesn't smudge while I'm blending out my concealer. Also use a small eyeshadow brush to set it with a black eyeshadow, and I swear doing this, it lasts all day long. With a big fluffy face brush, I'm using my very old Kat Von D Shade and Light palette to contour. My boyfriend, now husband, got it for me 8 years ago while I was in high school. Using this random blush I got years ago, I'm putting it on my nose first before I contour it, and also putting the blush everywhere I put the contour before. I found out putting blush on before contouring your nose really helps just smooth out and blend out the contour. I use a large eyeshadow brush to contour my nose. For my nose shape, contouring just straight up and down and a little bit underneath my nose gives me the best snatched effect. I know a lot of people also contour across, but for me, it just makes it like look wider and more enhanced. I've recently started bringing the contour up to like my eyebrow area, and I've really been liking the look it gives. I custom made this highlighter. I originally got this highlighter from an Ipsy bag, but it broke. So I mixed in some other shimmery, glittery eyeshadows and created this custom color. I put it on just the tip of my nose and down the very center because if you make it too thick, it makes your nose look wide. I'm not gonna lie, I was already wearing day-old mascara to start off with, but let's curl my lashes and add some more. Honestly, if you wear glasses or just don't like false lashes, you could just leave the eye look right here. Using the Kiss lash glue, I applied the glue onto the strip first, then onto my actual eyelid, and wait about 15 to 30 seconds for it to semi-dry and become sticky. These are the I Envy lashes in the style 13. I cut them in half, and I'm using the inner corner part of the false eyelash for the outer part of my eyeball. I'm using my fingers to pinch together and blend my real and fake lashes together. I'm going back in with some mascara and eyeliner to further blend my false lashes into my real ones. Now, using a small eyeliner brush and a dark brown eyeshadow, I'm lining my lips. I know I have thin lips, but especially my bottom lip, so I overline the bottom just a little bit. I love me a concealer lip, so I'm doing one today. Using just a little bit of concealer and blending it out, I'm topping it with this Rimmel London gloss. The label got ripped off, but I think it's in the shade Sunday Best. Here is the final look. I think it's pretty cute, maybe a little basic, but I don't know. It's an easy, everyday look for all the baddies out there, and it's giving like new age cunty to me. Here's what it looks like in the sunlight, and you can always darken up the vibe with your wardrobe. I hope y'all enjoyed my first YouTube video. Let me know how I did or if you'd want to see more. Okay, bye!